In this very important lecture, I am going to talk about functions.
This video is brought to you by OppiPies Academy.
See, a function is a subprogram which performs a logically isolated task. Now, what do I mean by saying logically isolated task? There might be many subprograms, that is, functions in a program, but all of them they will be doing something related with a different kind of logic. The whole program is broken down into various functions, thus making the readability and maintainability of the program highly improved. See, we can draw an analogy with an article or a write up written by some writer being divided into various paragraphs so that user finds it convenient to read and understand. See, uh, let me again repeat it. Suppose some writer has written something very good, but whatever he has written, he has not gone in for paragraphs or some grammatical symbols, and he has just gone on writing all the stuff in one go. And there are no paragraphs, no headings, no subheadings. Of course, that approach will not be considered to be good. The whole write up, if the whole write up or article is divided into various paragraphs, then we will be, as a user, we will be in a comfortable position to read that particular article or write up. Similarly, a program should not be written in such a way that the whole program is written with one single go. It should be broken down into different small pieces which are called subprograms, or technically which are called functions. When we call a function, the control is transferred to its body, where all its statements are executed, and then control returns back. The body of a function comprises one or more programming statements. The alternative name for function body is function definition. You should remember this. Function body is also called function definition. Now, there are two types of functions: library functions and user defined functions. Let me tell you, library functions are also called built-in functions. These are the functions which come shipped in with the language. They are inbuilt in the language. For example, so far we have gone through these functions: len, range, pow. Len calculates the length of a string, range to produce a sequential numbers from a particular number to some other particular number. So pow is used to get the power. So for example, a raised to power 5, or 5 raised to power 3, so 3 something. Set, list, and dict, input, all these functions we have already used in our previous lectures. These are library functions, inbuilt functions. We don't have to write logic for them, we can simply call them and use them. User defined functions. Now our topic is mainly user defined functions. User defined functions are the functions which are written by the programmer himself. So user defined functions, they are very they are integral part of any programming. They are integral part of any kind of coding or programming. Why? Because a user cannot find cannot find all functions that can fulfill his or her requirement in a particular programming scenario. So he or she will have to write down the functions himself. Such functions are called user defined functions. Now, diagrammatic representation of function. Now let me tell you, okay, this is okay. Now here you can see we people have this function. Def is the keyword of Python. Def fn1 colon, this is the syntax. That means we are going to write a function. So it contains one or more statements. I have written only one statement: print hi, this is Anand Mahajan. This is another function, def fn2 colon. Let me repeat it. Def is the syntax, part of the syntax. So def means we are going to define a function. So a is equal to 100, b is equal to 90. These are the statements, and from a function we can call another function. I am calling fn3 function from within the body of the function fn2. So control will go into fn3, and whatever we have written here, that will be executed. And from this place we are calling fn1. Control will go to fn1, and here we are calling fn2. So you can see the diagram is very clear. From this main location we are calling, main location of the program we are calling fn1. Control will go into the body of fn1. After executing the body, control will return back. fn2 is being called from here. Control will come to this place and fn2 will be executed. Similarly, from within fn2 we are calling fn3. This is how the whole things are taking place. See, we are calling the function fn2. So control will come over here. Here we are calling the function fn3. Control will come to this place. So you can just have a look at this diagram. You will be able to understand the basic concept of functions.